can't blame Dream though. 34-14. 40, it got 26 boards and another loss.
Look,
35 and another 40-15 in the closeout. Can't blame Dream.
look, it's one on YouTube, 1987. The Rockets versus the Supersonics. Dream had 49, 25, and 6 blocks in game 7, and they lost.
And they lost that choice. Somebody somewhere said he ain't doing enough. Somebody somewhere.
That's sad.
Right.
That's sad.
And not just they said it, they put it in print.
That's sad.
49, 25, and 6 on the road in a game 7. Craziness.
And it's not enough.
Boy, I tell you. But what definitely is enough is 94 Feet of Life. Game 2 preview, followed by, to close the show, our new game show, Where's Waldo? 94 Feet of Life is a Facebook group. Subscribe to the YouTube, notifications on. Trav in the building, Ham in the building. We're going to go about 45 minutes. Fellas, let's talk a little bit about where we at. Denver with a really complete game 1. And I want to go to Ham because I kind of missed the first quarter. But I'm going on J Ham's Facebook page, just kind of checking in before I go into the game. And he says, this man ain't shot one time in the first quarter. And he already got 6 assists.
6 dimes, and they up like 8. You know, so. And three shot attempts in the first half. 3 shot attempts in the first half, 6 points. And I think 4 of those came from the line. So he was 1 of 3. and they were up 17 at that point, at the half. Which is fresh on Trav, man, because Trav fresh at the lab. So it's all right there.
Yes.
But it was surgery though, man. It was surgical.
Dude, I'm just now. I've been watching this game. I done watched this 8 times. 8 playbacks on NBA TV, just watching the playbacks. And every time I watch it, it's a new wrinkle. It's that and it's really the first half I'm watching because it seems like y'all know how y'all was going the whole thing that Russell Westbrook is kind of planning out they giving him these triple doubles. It's like he get rid of the hard stuff first. I'm gonna go ahead. I know I'm gonna give him rebounds. I'm gonna get the assist out the way first because I know I can score at any time.
Right.
It's like he's getting the hard part away first, and he's getting the team involved. And looking at game 1, again, we talked about this on our last show when we was talking about the certain mismatches. And they switching on everything. Miami Heat is even switching in the zone. And when they switching, Aaron Gordon is getting lined up by Vincent. He's putting them in the bucket. Yeah. He's putting them in the bucket. Same way. And I don't know what the scouting report is on Michael Porter Jr., but one thing he's going to do, he's going to run to that corner. He's running that corner. It's the shortest 3. He shoot like Clyde Drexler. He's going to kick his feet out, but he's elevating. And it's a bucket.
I've never seen a dude 6'10" kick his legs like that.
He kicking his legs out. Hey, he kicking and he letting that thing ride. But the thing about the one thing that I can say about Miami that I think they may do a better job is not the defensive end. I think it's the open shots that they're getting. They're going to knock them down game 2.
Yeah. Yeah, we talked about it, all the shots they made against Boston, open looks. Game 1, they didn't make a lot of open looks. So you figure that even itself out.
Their star role players went 1 for 17.
Yeah. Can't have that. That's going to be a tough
And
night.
the person that you think that should have went 0 for something wasn't that one.
Yeah.
Martin and Strus Strauss, whatever his name is, they went 1 for 17.
Yeah. Tough night at the office. I thought Adebayo played really well. I think he's probably got the toughest, and I say assignment, not like guarding Jokic, but he is the big man from Miami. They just don't have another capable big.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought he held up well. But when it comes, Jokic is just such, he's the most unique player we got in the league right now. There's nothing like him. When you talk about 7 foot, 290, run the point, but running pin downs, the passing ability, I've said it before, he's the best passer in the league at any, I don't care what the position is. He's the best passer in the league. And like Ham said, he could just decide, all right, I'm not going to shoot for a quarter and a half. I'm going to get everybody rolling. Or
where is Minnesota Kevin Love when you need him?
Kevin gonna have to get some minutes.
It's gonna have to play.
If nothing else, they just need somebody who can do 10 minutes and just give Jokic something different to think about. Even if it's on the offense, you talk about open shot. Put him in the pick and roll. Let Kevin pop a couple of times. They have to get Kevin's gonna have to play in this series. He's gonna have to play.
What I thought Denver did a good job of doing is manufacturing easy buckets.
Yeah.
To get going early.
Yes.
Whole lot of drop feeds to Aaron Gordon right at the rim. Like who you say he had down there posted?
He had Gabe Vincent. Man, that man had Gabe Vincent.
Baby in the car seat on Gabe Struce.
Vincent,
you know what I'm saying? Straight up.
Vincent and Martin are too little for Aaron Gordon.
And I posted the video of that one joint that he had. He was about to go up over the top of Bam, but he saw Bruce Brown over on the other corner, like clear at a 40. I'm talking about rocket shot, perfect catch, all of that. And this was part of his 10 assists in the first half.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Just manufacturing and finding easy buckets, catching Jamal off a curl, which we know Jamal can go get his whenever he wants to. But if he gonna just have to curl, catch, and shoot, that's easy money for Jamal. So, and where they were manufacturing easy buckets, Miami was struggling with the open jumper. Took a lot of good looks, just wasn't falling down. And the Hemi wasn't quite as heavy powered in terms of assuring his will and aggression. Not knocking him, it's game one. You know what I'm saying? It could be a fill-out game for Jimmy. Also, I think we got to factor in the altitude and these folks just coming out 7 games. You know what I'm saying? Just a little bit. Give them a little bit of love on that, you know?
There's a clip online with Grant Hill, Charles Barkley wearing oxygen masks before they start the camera. That altitude thing is real.
It's real.
And if you play 7 tough ones with the Celtics, now you got to fly out there. You know, we don't make excuses, but some things, there are legitimate reasons. That's one of them.
And your legs will die at that altitude like that because it's all, it's straight taking. I remember that. And I only been in the Rocky Mountains one time for AAU National 30 years ago. We got there Friday, we played Sunday. That Sunday, we was all sucking wind. Like it took us a few days.
Gotta get used to it. The altitude is a monster, man.
Yeah.
So I expect Miami to be better in game 2.
Right.
Now that they've had a couple days to kind of settle down with the altitude, I expect them to be better.
Those open shots. They got some open shots. Robson got some open shots. They got open shots. Vincent actually was like 50%, which him and Kyle actually played.
Yeah.
But they need more than that. Again, your role players are playing good on the road is a positive. Right now, this is a negative. So, I mean, you still got 6 or 7 more games to go. So we'll see what's going to happen. But that performance is not going to work. I'll tell you one thing though. Why is it that they run the zone when Bruce Brown come in the game?
They figure I'm guessing the assumption is he's not a shooter.
But Joker get in that game, it abandons. It goes more into a man-to-man. They still be in it, but it's a real man-to-man principle. Because I seen that one dump off where Murray used Joker as the screen and roll guy. He gave it to Joker, and then Joker looked up. They all came up, and Jeff Green came up under dump off. That was like the short corner mid post type dude, or like the free throw line mid post slashing in to get the easy buckets. That's where a lot of their buckets was getting manufactured at when they was playing that 2-3 zone when Joker was in the game. Joker mid range is, and that look floater, that 10 to 7 foot floater, it's a bucket. You got to step up. When you slash, that's a layup. So right now, what we was talking about earlier, like when they play that 2-3 zone, Joker is the universal solvent of it right now.
What they do is they do a good job of they create the mismatch and they find the mismatch. So you talk about Aaron Gordon. So we run our stuff and we're gonna get Aaron Gordon on a smaller guy early.
Mm-hmm.
So also, we talk about a team that's never played in the finals before. You figure the nerves are going to be there. So how you shake the nerves? Let's get us a bunch of easy buckets early. Bunch of them. Now we kind of get into rhythm a little bit. Mm-hmm. So I think I expect Miami to be better, but Denver right now, Denver's so prepared for everything. And I think that's when you got a Joker, you are prepared for everything. Like, y'all want to run the zone, we got an answer for that. Y'all gonna leave big fella one-on-one, we got an answer for that. Y'all double them, we got it. Like, they're just prepared for everything you throw.
And when they in the zone, it looks so wild because he in the center of it, and it really looked like, he looked like the dude at PE that's taller than everybody that really ain't supposed to shoot. But he's just gonna make sure everybody open. He older and taller than everybody. The teacher, the big dude in your neighborhood, whoever it is. But it's highly effective though. You know
what it is? Hey, you're right. He like, remember you playing on the playground at recess in school, and y'all shorter man and coach whoever say I'm gonna play. But I'm not.
That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is.
He's Coach Jones in your PE class right now.
Especially in the first half when he wasn't shooting the ball and they up 17. You know what I'm saying? It's like, this ain't right, man. It's just not right. But at the same time, Miami was missing shots. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, just gotta let that be for what it is. And I think, like you said, I think we're gonna get a better output from Miami tonight. Although I still think that they might follow too, but they'll play better. It's just one of those deals where home team a whole serve.
I think
pretty much be there.
I think like we know the Heat as the players is gonna play good. And we give a lot of praise to Spoelstra. But this is gonna show me, Spoelstra, what you gonna do. Yeah. What you gonna do? We always blame, the first person to blame is the coach. We got the Miami Heat. We got Jimmy Butler. We got all these players that y'all so-called say are undrafted. No, these folks can play ball. They made it to the final. These folks can hoop. These folks can play ball. Now, let's see what your coach gonna do. Y'all got them ranked high up there. We got them ranked high up there as coaching ability and adjustments within the game. Let's see what happens now.
Yeah.
Let's see, Spoelstra. Let's see.
It's a test because Denver, it's the cliche, but they really do play as a team, and they play as a team really well.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they play about 8 guys, but it seems like the way they play those 8 guys, nobody's like tired. Like 3 guys played 40-something minutes game 1, but it didn't seem like they played 40. It seemed like they rotate well. They just really on top of it, man. So I'm gonna go with Denver. I think we'll get a better Miami, but I think Denver goes up 2-0.
I think it's gonna be a look. It's not gonna be as not lopsided. It's not gonna be as a big of a margin.
Mm-hmm.
I think Miami make it competitive. They're gonna make it even more competitive because they was up 15-17 basically the whole game until Kyle Lowry hit a couple of threes. And they got it to a run. They kind of broke it down to 9, but then again, it's that jab. It's that jab. Denver has a good jab on them when they come down to these leagues. They know how to manufacture an easy bucket to be like, hey, get back. Get back.
Right.
Get back. So.
Now, before we get into, we got about 15 minutes left, and then we're going to get into our game, America's favorite game show, Where's Waldo, fellas? We're going to be into off-season free agency in about 4 weeks. The draft obviously coming in about 3 weeks. So, thinking about your respective squads, we got Ham, Grizzlies, of course. Trav with the Spurs. I'm gonna shoot this one at Ham first. Obviously, we're waiting on what happens with Ja and what is going to be the final verdict on the suspension. So let's put that to the backside. Dylan Brooks obviously was the main target of ridicule and everything coming off the playoff series. He's gone. He's going to be gone. But Memphis really deep young squad. Is the Brooks replacement on the roster, or do you expect Memphis to go out into this free agent market and look for the replacement?
A combination of both. You're going to need the player and the talent anyway. But as you said repeatedly, they have to get older. And not so much as older, but they have to get more mature. That's a big central focus in general. Also, we don't really, like you said, we really don't know what's going to be going forward with 12. A lot of what's going on right now, just from what I'm hearing, is talks of trading Tyus Jones, possibly to get the upgrade, which I don't agree with.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
I see what you're saying because he's got value, but I don't agree with it. It's just one of them. But then this is also why I stay away from roster moves, and I'm not the billionaire. Y'all figure that shit out. I can throw in my opinion, I can chime in, but I don't even really invest myself into it in that fashion. But it's an interesting off season because this was kind of the off season I was waiting on, where they faced some form of adversity. It was ascension. Now we got hit with some shit. Let's see how they move and go about it anyway. Already talks of Taylor Jenkins being on the hot seat, which to me is silly, but I understand why. Perception. People think he can't coach. All this other BS, whatever. It's kind of a rampant epidemic going on in the NBA where good coaches are getting fired, or coaches who just need the experience aren't given that time to get the experience that's needed. Short window to win, I get that. a very. It's a lot of questions. It's a Riddler style summer here in the Bluff. A lot of question marks just all over. It's gonna be fun to see though.
Trav, switching over to you. Obviously, your offseason is made. Landing the number one pick in the draft. Trav is already on Rosetta Stone. He might be multilingual by the time we get to training camp. But obviously, Wembanyama's the pick, so let's put that to the side. Now that he's gonna be in the fold, what are the Spurs? Because the Spurs to me had a lot of guys who were about the same. You talk about like your Keldon Johnsons, your Darius Vassell's, a lot of guys who were the same. Jeremy Sochan. What is now the Spurs' other move aside from getting Big Victor?
Get Dame. He like being in boring cities and stuff like that. Go for Damian Lillard. I mean, I don't. Keldon, again, Big Blue Nation, I'm all for it. Hashtag BBN, I'm for it. But y'all know how I am about Keldon, man. He has this Russell Westbrook mindset. It don't fit sometimes. Like, to me, it just don't fit. I mean, but Pop, if you're gonna go in style, if you're gonna go, this gonna be your last year, or the following year gonna be your last year, whatever. Put the organization in debt and just go get Dame. Just get Dame, man. Whatever we have to get rid of, we gotta get rid of. It's two people that we're not gonna get rid of. That's that number one draft pick, and we're not gonna get rid of the boy, the blonde kid from Baylor. We're not letting him go.
So Shan, okay.
Yeah, go for Dame. Go for Dame.
I think for San Antonio, when you get Victor, now it's what fits around him. Now we know basketball is a team game, obviously. What works for him?
Well, we don't want to.
We're going to learn in 4 years. This was going to be like a good 4-year experiment, what I'm saying, to see exactly what works for him.
True. At the same time, you don't want to get. I don't want us to end up like Minnesota when they had Big Cat. So you got Big Cat. You're trying to center these pieces around him. You got a bunch of younger pieces. You need the pieces that we need now, as we're seeing, we need mature pieces. We can easily get some young guys. You can easily get some young guys, but we need mature, good pieces. We need that 7-year guy, or that 6-year guy, or maybe that 5th-year guy. But they need to come in. It's a push because it'll make it kind of easier for Victor to play when you have that type of guy, that vet guy that knows how to hoop, because he can also show him how to move outside of the NBA also. Yeah. And that's what's kind of going on in the league right now. That's why you see a lot of these 80s and 90s vets coming in griping about, we need a vet. They need a vet. Memphis need a vet. These teams need a vet. Houston need a vet. In that instance, you get to playing better ball, because as you look at any San Antonio team, even with Tim Duncan came, you had David Robinson, you had Sean Elliott, Avery Johnson, you had all these other vets that was behind him. You look at Tony Parker, Tim Duncan, David Robinson, then you had Manu came in. Well, I ain't going to say Tim Duncan came in as a rookie, because he was 30 years old, vet, kicking ass. We ain't going to talk about that. But when you look at Kawhi Leonard, he came in with them vets. The vets, yeah. Those guys showed him the ropes early, and he matured, and he started playing good early. That's what we need in this league. That's what we need in San Antonio.
I don't have a team, but I'll tell you a couple of things I'm looking at that I think are interesting. I think if Harden really does leave, if Harden really does leave Philly, Philadelphia now has the opportunity to maybe put a guard who's not as talented as Harden, but fits better with Joel. I think a guy like Fred VanVleet, who's not as talented as James Harden, is a better fit, though, with Embiid. I think that's an interesting move. I think what Phoenix does now, so if you hire Vogel, championship coach, now, do you go to the Wellham one more time? Do you go to the well one more time with Chris Paul and Booker, since you only got, 10 games out of them with Durant? Do you go to this well one more time?
I got a question before you answer that.
Go ahead.
Do Chris Paul still got that player op going on with him?
He has a non-guaranteed. I think his contract is not guaranteed.
I put him up there. Continue on.
So the decision is, if his contract is not guaranteed or it's not fully guaranteed, do you say, do we get out now? So Ham's looking that up. I think that's an interesting decision.
He got
okay.
He's guaranteed 30.
Yeah.
Guaranteed 30 million. He'll be unrestricted in 25. So his 24-25 is not guaranteed
though. Okay.
So it's kind of left on him and how he showed,
Right.
30 million though. That's what's on the table. So but you think they're gonna try to move him?
The question is they gonna try to move? Do he want to move?
Exactly. That was my follow up. Who gonna take this shit?
You want these 30 million?
But more, I guess more speaking more of a buyout situation if they feel
right.
But see, I guess if you do that, eventually you run out of stops. Because
at his age too.
His age, with his injury history. And I'm assuming Chris Paul wants to contend for a title. I guess my thing is,
he'll be 39 next year.
Damn, Chris Paul.
He'll be 39 in May.
Chris Paul, class of 03. Class of 05. But he graduated he was in high school with LeBron in there.
Yeah, he was All-American with LeBron in
he came out with LeBron in high school, right?
Yes, and he stayed 2 years at Wake Forest. So yeah, that's 05. That's 05. Wow, man. Because I was listening to them hollering about Kyle Lowry was 37. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, Kyle was a one and done guy. Was he 2 and done or 1 and done? But either way, Kyle
went 2. Kyle went
2 years at Nova.
So Kyle been in the league 16 years.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, where has time went by?
This is 17 for Kyle. So yeah.
You think about it like this, fellas. Except for Stephen Curry and James Harden, if you was drafted in any point in the 2000s, the sand in the hourglass is about to run out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You talk about your Westbrooks, Harden, Chris Paul,
Kevin Love,
Blake Griffin.
Kevin, he got a little bit. You know how you got the little bit, like it's a little bit. Kevin may got a little bit more. Just a little bit more than a little bit. It's a little bit though.
if you got an iPhone, you ain't got to have an iPhone. Whatever phone you got, when that battery turn red
After 15 minutes.
you get
After 15, you just took it out of charge. It's 100%. That junk go red at 15 minutes. Time for upgrade.
Listen. So is our contestant for Where's Waldo here? If he's not, we're gonna roll.
Not yet, but what we can do,
we'll keep rolling.
You can keep rolling. I will send out the link.
Hey, I wanna address this while we waiting on that.
Go ahead.
Ain't nobody answered my question in 2 weeks, and I'm not asking you gentlemen to answer because I know y'all ain't got no answer for it either. And if you do, save it. We'll make a show out of it.
Okay.
Why y'all trying to break them people up in Boston?
Because they crazy.
Let me add to this. Not just why y'all trying to break them people up. How do they get better by doing what you say do?
Ham, let me tell you something. This is my answer. I'm not even talking about Boston. I'm gonna answer this a different way. Toronto, 2014 to 2018 was one of the best teams in the East for about 5 years. Right? They couldn't get past LeBron. I think they got conference finals once, couldn't get past LeBron. The problem with this conversation, Ham, is that people feel like it's you win the ring or you bottom out.
It's no circumstantials factored into that at all.
Not only is it no circumstantial, your job as a general manager is not playoffs, it's not championship or nothing. There's a level in between, like here, and your job as GM, as organization, is to go here. It ain't here, down, and then back. That's not how this works. Right. And Toronto had 5 straight years. They were really good. They couldn't get out the East. The Kawhi Leonard move makes itself available. You make the trade, you win it. I'm not a fan of breakup, especially with those two guys who are 26 and 25.
Right.
Yeah, you're gonna have to pay Jaylen Brown. Will it be harder to build a team? Of course. But I'm gonna tell you what's gonna be harder. Not paying Jaylen Brown and then you trying to go cheap on his replacement. I tell you what, that's not gonna turn out good.
I'd rather live enormous than live dormant.
You know what?
That's the main event. A better trip to Maui on it.
I seen something the other day, and I said, Boston, you may want to listen to this dude here. They had something talking about Peyton Pritchard wants to get out of Boston. Grant him his risk. Grant it.
Now, the fun part about that, they need a real point guard. That's what the hell Peyton Pritchard is.
Right.
Grant him his wish.
Savior. I'm not saying he's the savior, but if you give young homies some reps.
But there's so few of those. There's so few of those in the league, though. How many guys are pure points in the league? You got about 3. Well, 3.
What's the deal with Boston? What's the deal with Boston? It's not a player. It ain't got nothing to do with the players that's on there. It ain't got nothing to do with it's the players that's there. They have to give players that's there. You got to give up 4 quarters.
It's all got to come together at the right time.
The problem with Boston was, and Ham talked about circumstance. We talk about circumstance and context.
Mm-hmm.
They had when you doing your off-season plan, did you think you were going to replace your head coach 2 weeks before the season started?
They didn't know.
Right. That has impact. I don't care what's going on, what you're doing. That impacts everything that you got going around.
But think of Taylor Jenkins, Greg Popovich. If I told you, all right, we're gonna replace Taylor Jenkins on October 1st.
I've asked that question. You know I've asked that question.
Oh,
Okay,
sure.
where we going? First answer, of course, go get Udoka. Too late here in Houston. Next.
Right. We're gonna replace Greg Popovich on October 1st. To Boston got caught with, Joe Mazzulla. We're gonna finish this point, and then we got our guess. So Joe Mazzulla is a young coach. Like when I say we say young coach, we really do mean young coach. I think Joe Mazzulla is young. Young Mazzulla is younger than Ty Love, which
Joe Mazzulla played in the 2010 Final Four.
Right.
And he was not like a graduate assistant or nothing like this. He's in the 2010 Final Four as the team captain.
He was in a uniform.
And played against Jimmy Butler.
In college. They got caught with a younger coach, a team that's personnel-wise ready to win a title, with a coach thrown in the hot seat 2 weeks before who's not experienced.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly, the fact that they got the fact that they got to Game 7, I kind of give them credit for it.
I give them some credit for it, right?
And you know what? Sad to say, somebody would disagree with you on that, Big Shot.
A lot of people would disagree, but I think to me, this is why the thing that's lost in sports conversation is context and circumstance.
Facts.
You cannot plan that your head coach get caught with his hands in the cookie jar 2 weeks before the season starts. Like Memphis with Ham Squad, you don't think your superstar is gonna get caught in the strip with the gun. That's not in the organization plan for the season. That's not in the plan.
Mm-hmm.
It's not in the plan that he gets caught on Instagram Live a second time. No one plans for this. And Boston got caught, to me, Ham said it, circumstance. You're not
precedent for it.
I'm gonna be real. If the circumstances, if Udoka was still the coach, or Udoka gets fired 6 weeks earlier, and Mazzulla gets real prep time for the season, we watching them instead of Miami.
Mm-hmm.
I can believe that. I can buy that. And I can buy that based off of the fact that I know that they ride for him. His players will ride for him. You know what I'm saying? They there with him. It was just, the situation was the situation. It got laid in all they lap the way it did.
Too much at one time.
And the truth be told, the people to hold up accountable is Brad now. Because how they handled it. That's a private matter. Keep that private. Why y'all out there? Y'all made that a scene when it didn't have to be made a scene. And it ended up costing.
Our man Ty Love is here to defend his championship and where's Waldo. But Ty, you can speak to this as a Laker fan because you've seen it.
Yep.
Where's the plan that you get this call the summer 2003? Hey, something happened with rest in peace to the guy. Hey, something happening at this boutique resort in Colorado. And now that's not in the off-season plan. That's not in the plan, right? Like, something happened. Circumstances and context. And this is the thing I think 94 feel like we try to bring. It's context. Circumstance matters. It ain't just a hot take that fly off the screen. There's other things behind this.
Big Shot, I'll give you one better. I'll take a page out of the history books before my time. Let's go back to what happened with Jack McKinney. Does Pat Riley become the coach that we all know if Jack McKinney doesn't unfortunately have that bicycle accident. Circumstance.
You know what? The beautiful part of that series, I didn't know that happened. I thought that was like, oh, they threw that in as some kind of Hollywood stuff.
Man, when I seen it on Showtime, I was like, wow, that happened.
Right? I'm thinking like, oh, this is some old Hollywood stuff they just threw in to make it good.
That really happened.
Down. It went down.
My uncle put me on to that.
I was like, okay, but you're right. Like, so many things have to go your way in it. So many things have to go your way. I give you one, Ham. Ham, you a historian. We all were here for this. Steph Curry's ankles being bad actually worked in their favor. Because his first extension was a lot cheaper than it should have been.
Yep.
Because of uncertainty of his ankles. That
he was getting like 11 million off his first extension. And this was right when the spike was in motion. Right when the TV deal was starting to really like pound in. He would have been bailed pretty well. Had he had got that beforehand, but
Steph was cheap.
He got two MVPs making $11 million.
Steph. Draymond was still on his rookie deal, and Clay was only making 15 a year. The cap spike goes up. Kevin Durant becomes available.
It gets and what history shows, it got ugly, 17 and 18.
All they did was take that money that they was gonna get a Harrison Barnes. Kevin just said, just give me that. Yep. I'm cool with that. That's wrong.
I'm cool with that. And you want to know what's so crazy about that whole ordeal with the shaky ankles? I want everybody that's watching this right now, close your eyes and picture Stephen Curry playing with Giannis Antetokounmpo.
He was going to be
because that was the initial trade for Andrew Bogut. They was not going to get rid of Monte Ellis.
That's what it was.
Keeping Monte, but Steph went to the physical. He took the physical and he failed it. When he failed it, Mark Jackson had a talk with him and told him he needs to get stronger. He needs to get healthier, whatever you got to do, because I'm going to ride with you on this. They end up switching the trade for Monte Ellis for Andrew Bogut.
Yeah. And before we get into our game, you talk about circumstances and context. We need no look further than the heartland, Oklahoma City. Everything that went right into putting that squad together to everything that went wrong to breaking that squad. Everything. Ham might be able to put some historical context on this. No team in the league drafted as well as Oklahoma City did 4 years in a row. They drafted a team.
They just got cheap. They just got frugal. I ain't gonna say got frugal. They just were frugal. That was already in their plans to be frugal.
Hold on.
This is what is a copying machine. This is what messed up James Harden and the Oklahoma City Thunder. A copying machine. That they gave this man an ultimatum, and he was 21, 22 years old. They gave this man an ultimatum within a copying machine. Told that man he had 24 hours to sign a contract.
And then they give him the 24 hours.
They
come like 3 hours later, say, man, we traded you to Houston. What?
So when we say, y'all, man, this is why we say you got to look beyond the hot take. You got to look beyond what them people on mainstream television is yelling about every day. That's not the full picture of what's happening. And championships are built on a bunch of great scouting, great organization, great player, but you have to have some things go in your favor.
Luck.
Luck.
Yes, it is.
You need luck. Trav tell you, 2013. Just luck. A ball bounces the correct way.
Trav could talk about Tim Duncan almost being in Orlando. That almost happened.
Almost happened.
Circumstances and content.
Happy wife, happy life.
The circumstances and content went to one question, and you answered it wrong.
Doc old school ways even caught him slipping 20 years ago.
Made Tracy McGrady start crying on national TV after the fact that it didn't happen.
Listen, circumstances and context is everything. You know, you could throw up all the little memes and reposts from what's that open court, was like the most bogus Facebook page. You could throw all them up if you want to.
I'm gonna start taking them joints and writing the real information over the whole damn meme. Just write it all in white. Just write what really happened.
Right.
What really happened was.
So we're gonna get to it. So now let me ask you this. Now, last time we will, you know, Ty was the experiment. So
We let him flex this time. We just let him flex his skills on us this time.
And I'm gonna give you 6 more seconds too.
I'll take it.
So Ty,
I even did you a solid. I kept once again contemporary guys. I didn't go back to the 80s. No hardwood classics.
So
unless you want to talk about Tom Chambers. I mean,
that's a separate live in itself. I'm gonna have to defend myself on that one.
Hey, let me tell you what we're gonna do one day in the summer. You know, the summer is a lot less happening in the hoop world. Here's what we're gonna do. One day we just have random brushes with NBA players. And we're gonna let Ty come on the show, and we're gonna have people just randomly, your random brushes with an NBA player. Ty and Tom Chambers. You know, Tam lives in Memphis, Basketball Haven, the old school Bluff City Classic. I'm sure there are stories. Chicago, just random stories about NBA players that you just ran into or seen. That's going to be an episode on one of these slow summers. Ty, you're going to have to come back and defend yourself as to what happened with Tom Chambers.
Trav can't be on that show.
Yeah. All right, so I'm gonna turn this over to Ham now, because I know. So I'm gonna mute myself, because I think last time I think we was a little unfair, just kind of blurting the names out, the teams as the child was guessing. I'm gonna mute myself for this segment. Ham and Trav, y'all gonna run it.
Trav, you got the clock.
I got the clock.
All right.
And you getting, instead of 24, you getting 30 seconds.
We're gonna get, we going college? We're going college basketball?
We're gonna get, since he's the only one and he's the champ right now, I give him 30 seconds.
So Tad, same way we did it last time. We just pretty much name all the teams they played for. I'm gonna give you the number of teams before, after I name the player.
All right.
We're gonna start. Just had my joint.
Get my thinking cap on.
We're gonna start with Aaron Brooks, not the quarterback.
Okay.
Point guard, University of Oregon. 7 teams.
Can I do his overseas teams too?
No, we don't want to put that pressure on you. But it's 7 NBA teams. When you name the first one, the clock will start.
Yeah, 7 NBA teams, because he moved around the world.
Yeah.
And Big Shot.
He like girls all around the world.
Big Shot, you pull that up too, because if you want to, whatever ones he named, that's correct. Just hold a finger up or just keep track while you on mute. But 7 teams, Ty. Whenever you start, clock start.
I just wanted, before I start, there's a classic inside the NBA segment where they talk about Aaron Brooks and was it the Wong Dong Tigers? That's a classic. That was hilarious. All right. So 7 teams. Okay, I got two off the bat.
It's actually one, but it's not an NBA team.
All right, so let's kick this off. So right off the bat, Houston Rockets, Chicago Bulls, Pacers, Timberwolves.
You better at this than you think you are.
After that, I'm drawing a blank.
4, 3, 2, 1.
4 out of 7 ain't bad, Ty. That ain't bad at all.
Yeah, I couldn't think of anybody else. I just would have been throwing out teams. Like I couldn't think of anybody else.
You missed Phoenix. You missed Phoenix. You missed Sacramento. You missed Denver.
Ooh, I forgot about Phoenix. I do remember.
Right, Denver would look like it was a brief stint, So I can feel you on that one. And Sacramento was only for a season.
We have learned on this game, if you ever get stuck, Sacramento, Phoenix, and
Charlotte, and Orlando. Sacramento, Phoenix, Charlotte, Orlando are the teams that you just need to blurt out quickly.
I think you're good for the next one, though.
All right. Who's next?
Big 3 All-Star Reggie Evans. With Reggie.
With beard or no beard.
Another 17 run in the league. How long did Reggie play? Reggie played 13 seasons.
Reggie got some checks, too.
Yeah, Reggie played a minute. All right, whenever I got it pulled up, whenever you're ready.
Okay. Crap. Clippers for sure.
Starts now.
Brooklyn Nets. OKC. Philly. He played Philly.
10 seconds.
Toronto.
5, 4, 3,
Spurs.
2, 1.
You're missing Seattle. You're missing Seattle, Sacramento, and Denver.
Oh.
You never missed the same team that you missed with Aaron Brooks. But again, 4 out of 7 ain't bad at all, man.
He wasn't OKC.
He was at Seattle.
Nah, he didn't run with OKC. I can see where you could think that though.
You're saying OKC. What you really need to say is Seattle.
I'll leave that to the judges. You want to give them that one?
And it was right before they moved from Seattle when he was with Seattle.
Fair.
That's what I'm saying.
So
you saying Oklahoma
he's
City.
a part of the Oklahoma City. You know what? We'll give you 5 or 7 on that one.
That's what I'm saying.
Only because the time proximity. Right. He was there in 06. They moved to Seattle in 07.
07.
So we'll give you that.
Okay. I'll take it.
Ty, you decent at this, to be honest. You're pretty good at this.
You know what the secret is? Playing a lot of 2K and NBA Live. That's the secret.
I mean, yeah. Do y'all want to give him one more pro?
We got time for one more.
Okay. I'm gonna give you an easy one. I was gonna stump you out. Matter of fact, I think I still will.
You know what? Let's try it the other way. Let's name the teams.
Oh,
See what he named the player.
Okay.
Because
That's
we're gonna
not
do
fair.
because our next show.
You got a
that's gonna be
player?
the main thing.
You got a player, or you just want me to use the one that I was going to use?
You could use the one that you're gonna use, but I was saying just do it the other way.
So I'm sending him the teams, and he gonna name the player.
Yes, name the teams
Yeah.
that was played for. He got to name the players. He got to name the
Name-
players.
I do you one even better. I'm gonna give you their draft status and everything. Let you know when they came out. Just to give you a time window. First round pick, 2013, 22nd overall. He's played for 6 teams: the Nets, the Blazers, Nuggets, Pistons, Hornets, and currently he's with the Clippers.
Repeat that one more time. For me.
If I give you the school, dead giveaway.
Nah. Repeat them teams one more time. And I'm gonna give you 24 seconds on this one.
All right, Ham, give us the teams one more time.
The Nets, Blazers, Nuggets, Pistons, Hornets, Clippers.
And the clock starts now.
2013?
First round pick, 2013.
And he plays for the
2013.
Clippers right now.
He playing for the Clippers right now.
Is he a guard?
No hint. You got to.
Ah,
And I'm giving you the order of his career too.
Yeah.
Nets, Blazers, Nuggets, Pistons, Hornets, Clippers.
5, 4.
there's only one player
3.
that played Reggie
2.
Bullock, but he doesn't play for the Clippers anymore, right?
Good guess, but no. Good guess. I see where you're going with Reggie Bullock with Charlotte. I see where you're going there.
You want the
Yeah,
answer?
I'm stumped. I'm stumped on that one.
Mason Plumlee.
Oh, come on.
And see, had we given you Mason Plumlee, you probably would have rattled off 4 or 6, 5 or 6, you know. Trav had to get you because you're a Dodger fan, man. That's all it is, man.
That's come on.
That's former National League West Division energy. Trav ain't even in the West no more. They moved out the West in 1985. 94 rather. You know what I'm saying?
Did he
So
come
they
out the same
transferred-
did Miles come out the same year as him, his brother?
No, he was about a year or two later.
Yeah.
He was a year or two later.
Yeah, he was the first first round, 22nd overall. I couldn't tell you how to Duke. He would have knew.
Shout out to the backyard games at the Plummer and Zeller household. The Plumlee and Zeller household probably have had some nice backyard games in the day.
A lot of elbows being thrown. I imagine.
Say them last names, the Plumleys and who?
The Zeller.
Zellers.
I'm gonna tell you another backyard. It got to be the Gronkowskis.
Oh yeah, they throw each other through the table.
They fight.
They fight.
Yeah, that was a good one. I wouldn't have guessed that. He went that high in the draft?
He went 22nd.
He stayed in school out for years. They got to the Elite Eight. And he was he's the one of the 3 Plumleys who's actually had a career. So.
But look, Ty, thank you for being a good guest. So
we gotta get you a challenger next time, Ty.
Yeah.
But you good at this, Ty. You the dude at this. Matter of fact, we're gonna let you name the game, Ty. You give us a name, we'll pass the name to him.
I like Where's Waldo though, because I love Waldo.
There it is there. Where's
We
Waldo
keep
Hooper this?
We keep it.
We keeping it. So look, subscribe to the YouTube. Notifications on 94 Feet of Life is a Facebook group. You could be the next challenger on Where's Waldo and tell them we do real prizes. This is not for, it's fun and games, but there are real prizes involved in Where's Waldo. Win you a prize. Ham, Trav, shout out Coach MJ, shout out Coach Les, German in the building. 94 Feet of Life, basketball for the people, by the people, signing out.